welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be fishing for some rainbow trout stocked at my local pond. I'm going to be using some of this corn power bait and some of this green. So let's get right to it. Alright, so my setup is just a 1/4 ounce egg sinker tied with about a foot leader to a little size hook. I'm not sure what size it is. Okay, and then on this other pole, I've got the same setup, just another 1/4 ounce egg sinker with another small hook. I think I'm just gonna have to cut it. That's a really nice one right there. Yeah, that's a good one. Another nice one. Yep, and that's the rooster tail he caught on. Just a green one. It's a pretty decent one. Okay, so this is the rig with some bait on it. It's just that weight in and about the foot of it, and then that's just make like a little ball and mash it on there. Small, so people let it go. Alright, so I'm back. I ended up catching 2 more. I didn't get them filmed because my phone died, but I'm going to be cleaning them now. And I just have a little fillet table that I'm going to be filleting them on, so I'll get the camera set up and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I got the camera set up and got to grab your fish. I just use a t-shirt to draw off all the slime so it's easier to hold them. So you're just gonna grab the trout and they're gonna be alive still, so you just want to hit them behind the head about right there. I'm just using my knife. And then once you do that, dry off all the slime. Because if you get rid of all the slime, they're easier to hold. And then, once you get rid of all that slime, you want to take your knife and in that hole right there, you want to stick your knife in, and then don't go too deep, but just keep cutting all the way up the stomach. And then when you get up to here, make sure you go all the way up into there in the throat. And then you want to cut where the gill flap is, a little behind there. You want to cut down until you feel it go through the spine. And then grab in here and then just pull it apart in your trash can or bag. And then make sure you get all the guts out. And then there's a little bloodline in there, but I'm just filleting them, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna make sure my surface is clean. And then there's the spine there. You want to stay above it and just cut down the spine. And this is where drying all the slime off really helps. And then just keep your hand flat on it, following the spine down. You will feel it cut through some bones, but those are just the ribs cutting. And then when you get all the way down to the tail, leave it attached. Makes it easier to take it off the skin. And then you just want to come right here, go in, make sure not to cut through the skin, and then just cut down the fillet like you would any other fish. And then once you get down there, you want to take these ribs out. So I'll do it here. You can feel the ribs cage section. You just want to come on the meat side of the bones and then cut down and keep your knife up on those ribs. And then just cut up against the ribs as a guide all the way down. And then just cut those out. Missed a little bit down here, so I'll just come cut that out. And then if they're about under 12 inches, you don't really have to worry about the pin bones because they'll just cook out. But up in here, there's some pin bones, but I'm not worrying about those. So there's a boneless, pretty much, skinned fillet. Put that in your bucket, and then do the same thing on the other side. Top of that spine, and then just follow the spine bone all the way down. And once you do the first one, you kind of get the hang of it. Just follow the spine all the way down. And then leave the skin attached on the end there. And then take it and then cut down. Don't go through the skin. Angle your blade. Stay on top of that skin and just fillet it off. And then here I have the fin a little bit on there still, so I just come in and cut that off. A good knife, nice sharp knife helps, and then have that little bit of fat on the top, just trim that off. And then for the ribs again, just find the meat side of those, cut in up along the backs of the rib bones. Just take your time, and then once you get all those, just do any extra trimming you need to do. Here on the top there's quite a bit of fat still, so I'm going to trim that off. Once you get all that off, you do another fillet that doesn't have any bones. And you took the skin off of it, so it's ready to be fried or however you're gonna cook it. And then the spine, and then just throw that away. Do another one real quick. Grab the fish, grab it with your t-shirt, towel, whatever you're using. And then bonk it behind the head again, right about there. Then once you get that done, get all the slime dried off of it. And if you don't get all the slime off, then they slide around on your cutting surface. So it's important to get all that slime off. And then, same thing, up that hole that's down there. Just put your tip of your knife in, and then just cut all the way up to the belly, through the belly, and then up to the throat. Make sure you get up in the throat there, and then cut right there behind the gill flaps again. Put your neck through the spine. Put your finger through. Might cut a little bit more on there. Put your finger in. Hold it tight. And then over your trash can, just pull it all out. And all the guts should come out easy. Just gotta keep pulling and pushing like that. And then that bloodline's in there, but I'm not too worried about that. So just clean off your cutting board or whatever you're using to cut it on. And then follow that spine again on the top side of it. I like to use gloves because I have a better grip, but you don't have to use gloves. And then just follow that. You'll feel it cutting through those bones. Keep going, top of the spine. Until you get down to the tail there. And then flip it over. Cut down there to the skin. Angle your knife up a little bit. And then just cut on that skin. All the way down. And then the same thing with those bones. You basically just want to take your knife right on there and then cut down and then angle your blade up and follow those bones. So I'm just going to cut down, angle on them bones there. Cut up along them and then out. It's kind of slipping a little bit, but you just want to follow them bones out. And then do any extra trimming. Got a little bit to do here still. Still got a little bit of that bone from the top fin in there. So just want to trim all that off. Then once you get all that off, you got another, and these are smaller trout, so you don't need to take the pin bones out, but another skinned trout fillet. Same thing on the other side. Top of that bone, and then just, you'll feel it tick through them bones, and then just keep following the spine. And then, same thing, cut down on the skin, don't cut through it. Angle your knife and just let it go right through on the skin. Oh, there, I cut through it. So if you do that, just stick your knife blade, poke it through, and then just kind of take it out. You can do whatever works for you on how to get all that out, but that's just what I do. Then we got the spine again. Cut those ribs out. Just follow it all and follow those ribs down. Cut those out. A couple more here. And there you got another one, boneless and skinless, ready to go cook. Alright, I think that's, well, I got a bigger one down here, I'll show you. Bigger ones are just the same thing. Just grab it, hold it tightly in your towel or t-shirt, whatever you got, and then right behind the, like where it's hard there, you just want to hit it a couple times. Once you get that done, I usually stick my hand up in the gills so I can hold it good, and then just dry off all that slime. Just get that done, and then get on the head, and then same thing. Yeah, let's measure this guy, see how big he is. He's 13 inches. So a pretty good size one here for where I catch him at. But same thing, that hole. Just cut up, and you want to try and stay in between these two fins. There's like a little bone right there. You just gotta go through that. And then just follow it all the way up to the throat, cut through it. Then same thing behind the gill flaps. Cut down, you'll feel that spine, cut through the spine, grab it right there, and then just pull. And it'll all pull right out. And then just grab it, grab all the guts and everything, pull it all out. Your trash bag, bucket, whatever you're using. And then same thing, it's got that little bloodline in there, but I'm not going to worry about that. Just make sure your blade's clean on your knife, and then right on the top of that bone. These bones are a little tougher to cut through, but just get right there on it. Follow the spine down. And once you do it for a little while, you'll get the hang of it. And flip it over. Cut down. Angle your knife blade up a little bit. And the bigger they are, the more fat they'll have too, that you have to trim off. And that's where most of the fishy flavor is. Alright, cut down there, follow the bones. And if you stay on the bones, you can kind of see your knife blade under them. And then just cut all that out. And you got your ribs. There's a little bit of meat on there, but not enough to save. So then you just throw those. And then that white fat on there, I'll trim some of that off. I missed a little rib bone. Just take that out. still to take that off. And then this guy probably could take the pin bones out, so if you're gonna do that, just rub your knife up on them. And you can hear them and feel them with your finger. So basically what you just want to do is come on this side of them. They only go about halfway down, so just put your knife in and then angle it like, you know, you're basically just cutting a V out of them. That out, and then feel them again. Come in on the other side, cut that out, and then just go down, and then I think that's the end of them. So you just cut those out. Might lose a little bit of meat, but that's, or you can just get like tweezers or something and pull the bones out, but there you go. Same thing on the other side. On top of that spine bone, cut in, cut down. Keep cutting. So, some you'll cut through the ribs and they'll stay on the spine, so you just don't have as many to cut through. Like this one, I'll show you. It still has some of those ribs on there. So you just flip it over. Cut it down a little more if you need to. Leave a little bit on there to put your fingers on. Cut down. And then just stay along that skin. Cut through. Keep cutting through it. So you get to the end, cut out. Got a little bit of fin on there still. So I'm gonna cut that out. Have a little bit more skin on this edge. Just gonna cut all that off. And the same thing on those ribs. Just follow along them. Staying with your, once you get cut through, put your blade up. Like see there, you can see my knife through it. And then just follow those ribs down. Then those cut out. Missed one again right there. Might have missed a couple here. Just cut those out. And then if there's anything else you need to trim off, just trim that off. And there you go. Another one. I'm not going to worry about the pin bones on this one because they'll probably just kick out. But another skinless and boneless fillet. And you got some good meat right there. And I usually soak it in some water with some salt to kind of help draw out the fishy flavor out of it. And then you're ready to fry them or do whatever you're doing. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.